Happy Easter to everyone. I hope you have had a meaningful celebration of the Lord's Passion, death, and resurrection. When I was a parish priest in a city parish, I was walking behind the carroza of the Santo Entierro, the image of the dead Christ. We were processing along the city streets when we passed by a man who was shouting at us. He was a foreigner. He was carrying a banner that read, "Christ is not dead, he is alive." And he was shouting the same thing at us. I was irritated, but I kept my cool. I knew he was right. Jesus is alive. That is the cornerstone of our faith. But he probably did not understand what we were doing. We were commemorating the passion, death, and resurrection of the Lord. The liturgy of the Church, starting on Palm Sunday and then Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Black Saturday, until Easter Sunday, is all about commemoration. Why is this liturgy important? Because it draws us back to the events that brought us our salvation in Christ. St. Paul tells us in Romans chapter 6, verse 8, "If we have died with Christ, then we believe that we shall also live with him." Reflecting on the mysteries of Christ's passion, death, and resurrection can be a way of dying with Christ. But of course, St. Paul meant by this not only dying in the liturgical sense, but more properly, dying to sin. The liturgy only means to dispose, even as it truly effects in us a renewal of self through the sacrament of reconciliation, the penances, the prayers, and the acts of mercy that we do during Lent and Holy Week. In a more enduring sense, however, the commemorations of Lent and Holy Week enjoin us to die to sin in a deeper way, committing our lives to Christ so that we truly die to ourselves and He truly lives in us. We may not be evil people, but when we are not truly good, we may only be mediocre Christians. We have the faith, but we stand only in the doorway to commitment, because in entering all the way to claim the love of Christ may detach us from the world and the things it can offer us. The first letter of St. John chapter 2 tells us, "We do not have the love of the Father if we continue to love the world." Loving the world means being enslaved to the disordered desires of the body, the disordered desires of the eyes, pride in possession. These things that the world offers, they do not seem to be gravely evil because they do not cause great harm to ourselves and to others. But it is from these things that great evils arise. Just take for one pride in possessions. Where do you think the corruption in our country originates? Pride in possessions. We take value not in what we can do for others, but what we can accumulate so that we can show off our possessions to the world. Dying with Christ, dying to ourselves, means letting go of the world by setting our hearts on the hope that Jesus gives us. In Genesis chapter 17, the Lord said to Abraham, "I am El Shaddai, live in my presence, be perfect." Live in my presence and be perfect. Perfection here doesn't mean having no past. It means starting anew. Dying here and now, but also rising more to live on from here on in God's presence. Integrity does not mean we never had skeletons in our closets. It simply means those skeletons are dead. They represent our own death to sin. Now, by God's grace, we rise with Him, we live in His presence. May the Lenten season that is past be the time of our dying, and the season of Easter, the moment of our rising. so that from here on, by God's grace, we live in His presence.
The best definition of hope comes from the late Pope John Paul II, now Saint John Paul II. Sabi niya, hope is a confident expectation that God has a better plan. I got married at the age of 17. Naalala ko, nilapitan ako ng isang kamag-anak. Sabi niya, dadaling kita sa Amerika. Ako magpapaaral sa iyo. Ako tutustos sa gastusin mo. On one condition, abort the child. Nag-usap kami nung girlfriend ko, na naging asawa ko na rin, that we cannot solve a problem by creating another problem. At naalala ko nung sinabi ko to sa nanay ko na buntis ang aking girlfriend. Nag-iiyak siya. God bless her soul. Pero hindi ko makakalimutan ang sinabi niya. Ito tandaan mo, sabi niya sa akin. Kung tatakbuhan mo yan, habang buhay yung taong makikita mo sa salamin, ibig sabihin ako yun. Yung taong makikita mo sa salamin ay uusigin ka at sasabihin niya sa iyo, isa kang duwag. At nung nilapitan ko yung aking confessor na kaibigang kumpare, he was disappointed too. Rightly so. 17. Pero hindi ko makakalimutan ang sinabi niya. Panindigan mo ang buhay, papanindigan ka ng Diyos. Pero Father, first year college ako. Wala akong bahay, wala akong trabaho. Wala nga akong tatay. My father died when I was 7 years old. Ang sabi niya, panindigan mo ang buhay, papanindigan ka ng Diyos. Pinanghawakan ko yun. This year, my wife and I will be celebrating our 49th year wedding anniversary. What a grace! Buhay ang Diyos. And we are blessed with 5 children and 11 grandchildren. May Amerikano, may Intsek, may Pilipino. At kada magkikita kami ng anak kong panganay, pag binibisita ko sa Amerika, ang sinasabi niya sa akin, thank you for welcoming me into this world. Buhay ang Diyos. And we have every reason to hope with confidence that He always has a better plan. Several years ago, I almost lost my wife to sepsis due to ruptured appendix. Akala namin nung una, gastroenteritis lang eh. Yung pala ruptured appendix na, no? Nung pinasok siya sa CT scan, nung CT scan, nagsisigaw yung technician, sabi, ruptured appendix to! And immediately, they proceeded to take action, buti na agapan, thanks be to God. Pero nagkaroon ng isang komplikasyon, a post-operative complication called sinus tract. Ika nga, yung pinanggalingan nung pagbutas ng kanyang tiyan, no, to address the ruptured appendix. Nag-develop ng sinus tract. At yung sinus tract na yun, yung butas na yun, hindi gumagaling, parating infected, parating inflamed. So after a while, she underwent another medical procedure. Pero ayaw pa rin gumaling, ayaw pa rin maghilom. Then I remember one time nilalagnat uli siya dahil pagana naman, infected na naman yung sinus tract. Pero Good Friday. Sabi naman nung parish priest, Edwin, baka pwedeng isa sa 7 last words, ikaw ang mag-deliver. Pero sabi ko, Father, dadaling ko sa ospital ang misis ko eh. Namamagana naman yung sugat. Infected na naman. At may lagnat. Sabi niya, kaso wala tayong speaker. Ano po ba yung assigned 7 last words? No? Ano yung assigned sa akin? Sabi niya, sandali lang to. Today you'll be with me in paradise. Anong klase naman yan, Father? May lagnat ang misis ko. Pagana naman yung sugat. Today you will be with me in paradise. But anyway, sabi ko, di bale, pagkatapos po, pwede ba akong umalis na? Pwede. So I delivered my talk. Pag umuwi agad ako sa bahay, Sinugod ko siya sa ospital. Diretso kami sa emergency room. Nagulat kami ng misis ko, nag-iisa lang ang doktor. Anong pangalan? Doktor Paraiso. Nakikipag-ugnayan ng Diyos. Buhay ang Diyos. Sabi nga ni St. Augustine, God is more intimate to me than I am to myself. We have every reason to believe and to hope that God always has a better plan. Happy Easter, everyone.